ranking the UFC's top 15 pound-for-pound unranked fighters. My criteria for this list, you can be ranked. Coming in at number 15, I know it says number 1, number 15, Jack Hermanson. This one, I was kind of debating putting him on this list, and I'm also wondering where the fuck this guy's at, because he hasn't fought in well over a year, and I haven't really seen anything about this guy. There hasn't been any fight rumors, anything like that, any bookings, nothing. His last win was Joe Pyfer, lost the first 2 rounds, and then kind of just fucking, schooled him in the last 3, showed him how a veteran is supposed to fight. So I'm going Jack Hermanson, number 15. Number 14, I'm going Charles Johnson. This one I was kind of debating whether I was going to put this on. I actually thought he was ranked up until I think last week he was ranked. He lost to Ramazan Temirov, I want to say he's from Kazakhstan or Uzbekistan, one of the two. He was ranked before he lost to that guy. And I want to say now he just got unranked. And he's still, I really think he can hang with probably most of the top, not any of the top 5 guys. I think everyone below that, he can either win or put up a very competitive fight. So I'm going Charles Johnson, number 14. Number 13, Fares Siam. This one was kind of tough because, a little bit of a spoiler, there's going to be a few unranked lightweights on this list, and it was kind of hard to pick between him and the other, 3 lightweights that I'm going to put on this list. I'd probably say he's the worst of the bunch. However, he's still very good. He's pretty skilled. People kind of hate on this guy. He's a big, long, rangy guy. He's got good jiu-jitsu. He can strike as well. I'm going number 13. Number 12, Manuel Torres, one of the lightweights that I was struggling between. I'm going to go Manuel Torres. He's coming off a good win against Drew Dober. Wins against Drew Dober are kind of aging worse and worse now. If you beat Drew Dober a year ago, that holds much more weight than it does now. Sorry, because he just keeps losing fights, and he's becoming chinny before our eyes. The dude with the biggest fucking chin in the UFC and who can tank all these shots is just not as good as he used to be. However, I still think because he dominated him and he had some moments of success against Ignacio Bahamondes, I'm going to put him number 13. Number 12, Mateusz Ronbetsky, I believe is how you say his name. If he didn't lose to Carlos Diego Ferreira last year, he probably would be, honestly, he might even be ranked by this point, but if he wasn't ranked, I'd probably have him near, top 6, 7. He's very skilled. He's a big Volkanovski-looking motherfucker. He's 5'6". He's blocky as fuck. He's stubby. He's a very good wrestler. He can strike as well. He's got a good chin. He can go to war. And he's coming off a win against, I know he beat Mikta Begorbe, but was that his last fight, really? Was that Rebecca's last fight? That might have been. That was his last fight. Before that, he did lose, but before that, he also submitted Roosevelt Roberts. He KO'd Loic Radzhabov. So I think this dude is pretty fucking good. And he's a little old, but I think he can still make a push for the rankings. I don't think he really gets higher than top 10, but I think he can push for the rankings and win some exciting fights against some good competition. Number 10, we have Ludovic Klein. I think he is the best of the 4 lightweights, and I also think he's the best of everybody below him as well. He's on a 7-fight unbeaten streak. One of them was a draw against Jai Herbert, which is, to be fair, a little embarrassing, but that was, I think, 6 fights ago. He's coming off a win against Roosevelt Roberts. Wasn't the most entertaining win or convincing win. It was very dominant, but he was a minus 600 favorite, and it was against Roosevelt Roberts, so we were kind of expecting him to get him out of there. But before that, he beat Thiago Moises, dominated him. He beat AJ Cunningham, beat Ignacio Bahamondes. He's on a big win streak right now. And he's like a similar shape to Mateusz Ronbetsky. He's like a 5'7" dude, but he's stocky as fuck. He can wrestle. He can strike with you. He has very good high kicks. He's pretty excellent, and I think he's better than everybody below him. Number 9, we have Renat Fakhretdinov, however you say his name. So the people that I'm going to put above him is going to be a little bit controversial. Well, actually, just one guy that I'm going to put above him is going to be controversial. He's very good skill for skill. I think skill for skill, he's better than everybody below him. I still don't think that he's like a fucking world beater. I mean, in his last fight, he did kind of get 30-27 by Carlos Leal, and they still gave him the fight. And then he fought Nicholas Dalby, and it was a convincing win, yeah, but it wasn't the most dominant performance. The fight before that was a draw with Zaleski dos Santos. Before that, he submitted Kevin Lee. So this dude is very good skill for skill. He's not the most entertaining fight. He was a much bigger finisher before he was in the UFC. But skill for skill, he still is very good, and he can hang with the best of them. I think his ceiling is probably maybe number 11 in the welterweight division, maybe number 10. I don't think he's ever going to be belt holder, but I still think he is pretty good. Number 8, we have Rainier DeRitter. This dude is very good, 100%. He's a very big middleweight. He's like 225. I think skill for skill, he can hang with the best of them. He's just not good on the feet, really at all. Maybe I'm a little bit over exaggerating that, but I mean, anyone in the top 7 in the middleweight division kind of just outboxes him with ease. I think his ceiling is about number 8 or number 9 in the middleweight division. He is a very seasoned professional. He still has very good skill for skill. So I'm not going to just completely shit on him because he's not good on the feet. I think he can beat a lot of these guys in the division. So I'm going to go number 8 pound for pound, Rainier DeRitter. Number 7 pound for pound unranked, I'm going Brian Battle. People have jumped off the Brian Battle train. Dude, I'm still going to drive the fucking train, conduct the train, whatever you want to call it. And people are going to be confused as to why I'm putting him above Renat when Renat beat him. Bro, that was a couple years ago. I think Brian Battle has improved much more as a fighter than Renat has. I also think skill for skill, he's better than Rainier DeRitter for sure. Of course, they're in different divisions, so you can't really talk about that, but that's what pound for pound means. He's very good on the feet. He can grapple a little bit. People kind of don't talk about his grappling. It's pretty fucking good. He's got good jiu-jitsu. I want to say he's a black belt. North Carolina guy. I think his ceiling is... Dude, honestly, I think his ceiling is top 6, top 7 in the welterweight division. I really think he can beat a lot of these guys. Like I said, his last win was a little bit of a robbery. I'm not going to lie to you. He did only win one of those rounds, but they gave him the fight. I think there's just some minor things that need to be tweaked, and this guy can be a real fucking contender in this division. Like a real fucking contender. Number 6, we have Carlos Leal, the man who beat Renat Fakhretdinov, beat him all 3 rounds, and they didn't give him the fight. One of the most egregious robberies in recent memory. This dude is very fucking good. He's 30 years old. He's super good on the ground. He can fucking... He's like a big tank. Like, he'll just tank any shot you have and just kind of move forward and throw shit, which is very entertaining. Just knocked Alex Morono the fuck out, UFC 312. Or was it 312? Before that, of course, like I said, UFC debut, schools Renat, stuffs every single one of his takedowns. Renat was like 0 for 12, and he wins all 3 rounds in Abu Dhabi, and they don't give him the fight. Fucking egregious. I think this dude's very good. He could eventually be a top 5 guy in the welterweight division, 100%. Number 5, pound for pound, we're going Michael Page, MVP. Absolute dominant marauder on the feet. Fucking technical maestro. Super entertaining. Of course, he can't really grapple, and we saw that against Ian Gary, and we probably would have seen that against Kevin Holland if he used his fucking head. But if you put Michael Page against any of these grapplers near the top of the division, I don't think he makes anything happen. I think his ceiling is also, like, I don't know, he's kind of old now, so it's kind of tough to say. And he seems to be a guy that just wants to only go for fun fights. He bounces from 170 to 185. He doesn't really care about making a title run. So I think this dude is like what Kevin Holland should have been, honestly. He's like 2020 Kevin Holland for sure. Of course, he did, like I said, take the loss to Ian Gary. No shame in that. But he's a super fun fighter. And if you put him against a lot of these guys near the top of the division, I think he can either beat him or hang with them and be very competitive. So this one was very tough to rank individually. So sometimes the UFC will have fighters be tied in their rankings, which is kind of weird. And I'm just going to be a hypocrite and do that as well. I'm going Gene Silva and Mauricio Rufy at 3 and 4. Like, it's super tough to say who's going to be the better one between them. I'm probably going to go Mauricio Rufy, though. Gene Silva is an absolute fucking beast. I think he's going to take Bryce Mitchell's head off. I think this guy can make a push to the top 5 of the division. He's super fucking entertaining. I'm not 100% going to say future champion because, I have no idea what the division is going to look like. I don't know if Diego Lopez is going to be champion, God forbid, and then he, defends the belt. I don't know if, Volkanovski's going to win the belt and then be inactive for like a year. You really have no idea what to tell for where this sport's going to go. I want to say Gene Silva can be like a top 4 guy. Honestly, I'm not even going to rule out future champion. I really believe he could be. Like I said, it's just kind of tough. I'm not 100% sure if I want to put him above guys like Diego Lopez because I think Gene Silva needs that statement win. He's had very entertaining fights, against Drew Dober, against, what's his name? Melsik Bagdasarian. But he doesn't have, he fucking beat Max Holloway. He beat a top 5 guy. Oh, he beat this guy. He beat, you know what I mean? I've run out of time, but I have Vinicius Oliveira at number 2, and I have Gregory Rodriguez as my number 1 pound-for-pound unranked fighter in the UFC. Number 2, we have Vinicius Oliveira. Now, this guy actually was ranked, and I didn't even know that he wasn't ranked before I looked at the rankings to make this video. He must have just left the rankings last week or 2 weeks ago. This dude just is coming off a very good win against Said Nurmagomedov. He's super entertaining. He's shown that he can fight and beat all these styles. He can beat a gritty wrestler like Ricky Simone. He's shown that he can... I know he kind of was losing against Bernardo Sopai, but he still had good moments, and then he had one of the best knockouts that we've ever seen. Number 1 pound-for-pound unranked, I'm going Gregory Rodriguez. He has shown that he can hang with, top 7 guys, I believe. Jared Cannonier was top 7 at the time. He kind of dominated him in the first round. He was just rocking him back and forth, and then he kind of just started to gas out, and eventually got TKO'd. I want to say it was round 3, maybe it was round 4. I think it was round 3. But I think Gregory Rodriguez, with an improved gas tank, I really believe he could be a future champion. He could easily be a top 3 guy, no doubt in my